Welcome to the Scale Model Podcast. In this podcast, we aim to entertain, inform, and promote the hobby of scale model kit building with interviews, reviews, and news about the hobby. The podcast is available bi-weekly where your favorite podcasts are found, including iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher. You can also get it from our website at scalemodelpodcast.com, where you can find show notes, photo gallery, and so much more. You can also subscribe to get notifications on all our updates, new episodes, and video content. Please support the Scale Model Podcast on Patreon. Patreon supporters enjoy early access to content and exclusive contests. Your Patreon support helps us to offset hosting and other costs to bring the podcast to you. Welcome to episode 146 of the Scale Model Podcast, sponsored by Cult TV Man, Sean's Custom Model Tools, and Return to Kit Form. I'm one of your hosts, Stuart Clark, here on a September evening, joined by two very special guests as always. We have, first of all, I should say we don't have Jeff here. Jeff's busy doing grandfather type duties all week, so he's a busy guy. It's tough to be the cool grandpa. But first of all, of course, we're joined by west of Chicagoland, where the Bandai dreadnoughts flow and things like that happen. Mr. Terry Measley, how are you, sir?
Doing pretty well. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
The dreadnoughts are parked in their dock. I found space for them.
Ba-dum-bum.
I don't know how.
Pardon the pun. Ah! All right. And we're also joined by our good returning friend of the podcast, Mr. Michael Ward, as he talks about all things Cincinnati Model Show and stuff like that. You know, Terry and Mike have known each other since time immemorial. So, you know, I'm outnumbered tonight, just FYI.
Yeah, we'll take it easy on you tonight, Stuart.
All right. That'll be awesome. Okay. As always, thanks to our latest Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee supporters. Stephen bought us 3 copies. Hey, guys, I'm glad I came across your podcast. I often listen while I'm sanding resin figure parts outside on the deck. Keep up the great work. So that's good.
That's great. Thanks a lot.
That's good. 90 minutes to 2 hours of resin sanding we offer every 2 weeks. As always, we have our What's We Like page, and I admit I've been behind in getting that updated, but I will try and get that updated. Okay, latest show news. Our good friends over at IPMS Ireland, they've got the Irish Nationals coming up. October 5th and 6th. I've put the link on the website. It's at a nice hotel spa complex they do there. I think there's even a bar on site. Why would we not be surprised? The Lucan Spa Hotel. So it'll be held there on Saturday, October 5th and October 6th. There'll be traders, club displays, a kit swap, raffle of model kits, and associated items, and the Irish National Model Competition. Entry to the show is €5, valid for the entire weekend on kids under 14 with an accompanying adult. Will be free. In addition, all IPMS members worldwide would have free entry with your current membership card. So there you go. If any of us win the lottery, we can pop on over.
Let's go.
Join them for a pint of Guinness. And no, they're a good bunch. I've hung out with them a couple of times during COVID, and they're a good club, a good bunch of people, and some amazing builds that actually come out of it. So
that's just outside Dublin.
Just very outside nice. Dublin. Yep. Where the Guinness is original and tastes better.
I don't think I need better reason than that.
Exactly. All right. Then our another good buddy of the show, Tim Cavileer, he's saying, please mention the IPMS, and I'm going to slaughter this, Palouse Area Modelers Fall Show in your next episode. Show off the good stuff will be held Saturday, October 5th in Moscow, Idaho, at the 1912 Center in Moscow, Idaho. It goes without saying we're all invited, especially those west of the Mississippi. Moscow is located 250 miles north of Boise, Idaho, 250 miles east of Seattle, Washington, and a mere 75 miles south of Spokane. Flights are available at the local Moscow-Pullman Regional Airport or the Lewiston-Nez-Perce County Regional Airport. Those attending are eligible for a ride to and from the airport in my vintage 1998 Ford Ranger. I hope to see everyone there. Well, like Ireland or there, that's going to be a tough call. I'll just have to go there Saturday and Ireland Sunday, right? Nip on the Learjet. That's it. Okay. And then we have, Michael, I'm going to let you talk all about this. The Cincinnati Scale Model Natty 2024. I love the title.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks for having us again. Appreciate it. Mike Ward, Cincinnati Scale Modelers. Our contest and swap meet is coming up on Saturday, October 19th, 2024 here. And it's presented again at the Tri-State Warbird Museum. This was a great find for the club for our show. We struggled, coming out of COVID or during COVID, our old venue shut down, really didn't let us have any space after that. So we had to find a new place in this museum. They've got over 7 fully restored flyable World War II aircraft, B-25, P-40, P-51, Avenger. Just a wonderful sight to see. And it's a really nice gem hidden just right outside the boundaries of Cincinnati and Batavia. So we'll be there again Saturday, October 19th. It's at 4021 Borman Drive, Batavia, Ohio, 45103. And the show will start at 9 and go till 4. So judging starts around noon. We'll have awards presentation. We've got 8 different awards that we'll be giving out. So just really a lot of fun, exciting time. We expect probably around 50 or so vendors in one hangar. And then in the other hangar, we'll have all the actual model entries. And we typically have 350 to 375 entries. So just
That's
a fabulous
gonna be
show.
awesome.
Yeah. And a great turnout. So really looking forward to it.
Well, and it's always neat. It's always neat when they have a show in like a hangar like that. That's what we love about
Yeah.
Heritage Con up here in Canada. It really is a great venue, puts everyone in the right mood. And you've got some excellent warbirds. I remember from seeing the photo gallery from last year
Mhm.
with all the various warbirds and that in there. And some nice looking aircraft.
Yeah,
good.
we got lucky last year with them
We-
running out the B-25 for
Oh,
Memorial flight. Yeah,
I don't know if we'll get that again, but that was a special treat.
that
Definitely.
really was.
Yeah.
That's good. And I see we're going to be represented as well as those bourbon sipping Kentucky lads.
Absolutely.
So
Yep, I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
that's good. Well, that'll be fun. That'll be a lot of fun. Is this a traditional IPMS 1, 2, 3 contest?
It is. Yes.
It is. Okay.
Yeah.
Just. I'm always
Mhm.
these days. There seems to be a lot
Yes.
more of the other ones. So I always like to ask. So
Being an IPMS chapter, we really try to hold true to that.
hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing
Yeah.
wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And we'll see. And we'll see how Terry's wallet can hold up. Because there's always a lot of tempting things there.
There was always room in Terry's wallet.
Oh,
for
there's
another kit.
always something. Yeah, somebody's
Yep.
getting rid of their Yamato kits. I'm gonna pick some of those up.
I know those are tough to find. We don't seem to get them as much up here.
Peter
Um,
Fay, he snipes them all.
I know, little bugger. I'm gonna have to stop him one of these days. So we'll see what happens. But apparently, he does say some of that stuff's being reissued.
It is, yeah.
So that'll be good. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a couple of the smaller scale ones.
Well, you
like I
need an
said.
Asuka. You need that half carrier.
Yeah,
That half deck
exactly.
carrier for sure.
Yeah, as long as it's not 1/350th or something crazy like that.
There's a 350th scale Yamato.
Oh God. Well, I know.
box is the
I
size
know.
of a
I've got the
coffee
traditional
table.
one. Yeah, I've got the traditional. The Japanese one. It's big enough. So yeah, I don't need another one of those. All righty, let's get right into those hobby announcements. A lot of stuff coming out. Mini Art is coming out with, and the modeling news has got a bunch of different stories about it. They are coming out with a new tool, Junkers F13, early production in 1/48 scale. So this was a monoplane and a nice, attractive looking aircraft, actually.
It is. It's like in the same league as the Spartans.
Right.
It's that same sort of thing. I've got a resin kit of one of these from quite a while ago that I've never built. That's not. That might have been a predecessor of this, but this looks great.
Well, built in
I'm
1920, entered service in 1920, and the last recorded commercial flight took place in 39.
Yep. And
So-
these historical photos are great in here.
Mhm.
There's a diorama for you of being carted along in pieces
horse.
by the horses.
And
Yep.
Mini Art does have horses.
They
So,
do.
I know. Funny about that.
I would, being Mini Art, I'd be surprised if they don't make these dollies available.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised either.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But again, very attractive looking aircraft.
Yeah.
Very unique looking front canopy windows.
We'll just have to see how they handle construction of the corrugated plane, because like the Junkers 52, That's a tricky one to build. It's a nice kit of it, but it's a tricky one.
Yeah, I know there's a
48.
slightly later. I didn't get a chance to add it tonight, but the modeling news did have some sprue shots, I believe. So, yeah, for engine and front structure can be exposed by the modeler. The engine looks nice. I'm sure the aftermarket guys will be there, but that's nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
That engine, it looks really nice. Doors can be posed, opened or closed. You got a
Wings on
reasonable,
or off?
yep, reasonable looking cockpit there.
Diorama.
Yeah.
Diorama. There you go. Look at the unusual way they have the seats and then the spacing in the floor for the throttle pedals and the control columns and all that. So yeah, no, quite interesting. There's the
Huh.
sprue shots right there. So yeah,
That is interesting.
they added that, some glass and a lot of photo etch. Sheet of photo etch, sheet of decals, a lot of different marking schemes. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So very exciting, very exciting. Also on that page also features some of the other new kits, Mini Art Scott in September. We won't really go through it. We'll just say there's a armor car, a cargo truck, and an ambulance scheme, a U.S. radio set, U.S. officers, and the urban travelers. We talked about those briefly, and of course that this one Terry might like, P-47D 28 RA Thunderbirds from the Pacific.
Yeah, I still have not picked up a Mini Art Thunderbolt. I'm probably not going to buy the big deluxe one with where you open up the engine and everything. I'm just not going to.
No,
But it is tempting.
I know. So you collect Thunderbolts like I do Spitfires.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
we're
do need to
both
look at
bad.
the Cincinnati show to find one of the lake marks, the P-47M and
Okay.
because I want to
Well,
use that with the XP82 conversion.
all right. Well, when you guys are
All
helping
right.
the vendors set up, Michael, you have to keep your eyes open for them.
Keep
Yeah.
that open. Yeah, send me
Keep
a
that eye open.
text on that one, Terry. I'll keep an eye out.
Yep.
Okay, then we have this one here. Now the modeling news accidentally the title they meant to say 1/700th, not 1/70th scale. It's a Type 55 Chinese Navy, the Type 55 guided missile destroyer. So the People's Liberation Army Navy. That's always a mouthful to say.
Mhm.
But again, you're seeing a lot more of these, particularly from the Chinese companies.
Mm.
They want to show that they're a real Navy now, and gas turbines and vertical launch systems. So, 112 cells in that
What?
thing.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah. And it
Oh
carries
yeah, there's the bank in the middle too.
yeah, there's the YJ-21 hypersonic anti-ship ballistic missile. It's the hypersonic missiles that are making changing the way of warfare. They can arrive there so quick now. But yeah, you got the helicopter model. So nice looking, construction looks fairly easy. It's pre-molded color and designed for easy assembly. So, definitely something for the beginner modeler.
Oh, no kidding. Wonder
But again,
how the domestic Chinese military modelers community is.
well, you got to wonder if they're releasing these. Obviously, they're
Yeah.
thinking that's what,
Well, this
and
I would think would be primarily domestic, right?
yeah, but they're making it available. It's still in development, so it has no actual release date yet, but it's in development. So
Huh.
yeah, something to keep an eye on. Okay,
That's
Hobby
good.
Boss in November. Two 48 scale releases. So we have the Messerschmitt BF-109 Emil 3 for $39. Some nice color schemes there. Again, I don't know how accurate it speeds. I'm not a 109 guy, but
Yeah.
there you go. The decals. And then you got the mask set. Looks like it builds up fairly well.
Mhm.
And then you've got a big scale B-24D 148 scale.
Wow.
Yeah, that's gonna 188 US. That's gonna be a big puppy. But again,
Yeah, I don't know how it compares to the 32nd scale. It's just
no,
a scaled down one.
yeah, it might be. But a bunch of different schemes, 3
I don't
schemes.
think this is new. I think they've released this before. Maybe it's a different version, a
Yeah.
different variant, or it could just be different markings.
Doesn't say. 21 sprues,
Yeah.
500 plus parts, finely detailed cockpit, photo etched grooved rubber tires, And again, a base build up by the Hobby Boss makers. So yeah, if you're into that, there's another good possibility for you.
Hmm.
Okay, our good friends from Special Hobbies. So September. So they've got the Fiat G50 BIS in 1/32 scale. So an Italian fighter bomber. They also used it as a naval fighter, includes some PE resin and decals. And then this is an interesting one, the B-12A bomber, 1/72nd, Interwarrior, the Martin Company.
That's
So,
really unique.
oh, they
Just-
were those, yeah, the Martin
Yeah.
ones, the B-10, B-12, and B-14.
Yeah, they've got a B-10 at Air Force Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Um,
And the B-12's never been kitted before, apparently.
huh.
That'd be a nice addition to the shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a sharp looking plane.
yeah, it
Is
is.
this a new one? I'll have to look
I
on.
think it looks like it's new. They say it's never been kitted, so pre-cut masks.
I guess. Yeah, I guess that would make it
Yeah.
new.
Then you've got the P-40 Warhawk and the Island Warriors in 1/72nd scale in kind of a pinkish sand scheme.
Mhm.
And they call it the very best P-40 kit currently available. Very interesting schemes. And of course, you can get a wide variety of special hobby accessories, pre-cut masks, detail sets to figures.
Wow.
Then we've got,
That's putting your chips down on the table.
Mhm.
oh, they do. They
Oh.
can't be accused of being shrinking violets, and quite often they can back it up. So then we have the SMB2, the Super Mistar, the SAR or Israeli
Yeah.
Storm, 1/72nd scale. So French fighter jet in the Israeli service. Wide range of ordnance, and of course, again, lots of other goodies.
Yep.
And then we've got various console and seats with harnesses for your SF260, the Marauder B26, 148, the undercarriage wheels.
Yeah, we are going to see a ton of aftermarket stuff for
Mhm.
those ICM Marauders.
Oh, look at that
Yeah.
nice nose gun with the ammo
Yeah.
box and feed.
That looks nice.
That's sharp with the ammo feed. Correction propellers. Tail shell case collector.
Hmm.
Fitted with a spent shell collector under the tail gunner position.
Huh.
Interesting. They were used by the one on our set was used by the 12th Air Army and was also seen on French Marauders. I did not know that. The F9F Panther 148, the wheel set for the Hasegawa Marauders in 72nd. A very nice Wehrmacht bicycle, 3D printed, two parts, 1/72nd scale. Looks like you get some machine guns in that, and a couple of anti-tank rockets.
Potato mashers on the front.
Yeah.
Nice.
As long as he doesn't as long as it doesn't try and do a wheelie by setting off the the anti-tank rockets, that would be bad. So yeah, so that's what's from our friends at Special Hobby. Okay, Magic Factory. They've been working on this Bradley for a while. This is the 35th scale, the Bradley M7A3. And this just looks gorgeous when you see the built-up one there, unpainted.
Wow.
It
I always like
really
the Bradley.
Look at
does.
that.
This is the
Yeah.
fire support version.
Yeah, fire team support.
The,
Look at the photo etch that comes with it.
the photo etch, the lenses, that all just
Yeah.
wow.
Metal barrel. The initial run's going to come with a metal barrel. Looks like some masks. All your
I
various
like the
optics.
trend that these companies are putting goodies in your first runs, try to
Yeah.
get as much as they can out of that first initial.
Well, I think it's a good
full-price
idea.
run.
I think it's an
Yeah.
excellent idea. Looks like you've got some of the glass for the optics or masks for optics.
Mhm.
So yeah. Very nice.
Oh, and
Oh,
that's
wow.
what they're showing. It's a prismatic film
Yeah.
for the armored glass.
hmm
Oh, that's interesting.
So again, kind of cool.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the Bradley. I always have. Looks like, and you can see, yeah, where they got the various color
Mhm.
glass all through the turret. The picture, the drawings
Yeah,
of the turrets.
They're die cut,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
so
nice.
not matte, but like reverse masks, right?
Yeah.
So they're die cut film for the armored glass.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll see more of that. Okay, from our friend and sponsor at Cult TV Man. I've also been I've also been kind of, when I'm tired but I don't feel like reading, I'm watching old movies, and currently into the old Hammer movies from the 50s, of the old Dracula movies, those sort of ones, and Frankenstein with Peter Cushing. A lot you can
Mhm.
get online. So this one caught my eye. X Plus has a Bride of Frankenstein. They got new images and pricing for the Bride of Frankenstein coming in early 2025. You can
Oh.
pre-order it now at Cult TV, man. 1/8 scale. You can build it as the bride in her gown or the bride in bandages.
Oh, and they've got a Red Sonja coming up. Did you see that, Stu?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And it
Yeah.
it looks very much like the artwork. It's
Yeah.
really nice. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of stuff like that. That'll keep the Winterfest guys happy, of the certain clientele.
Yeah.
But this looks nice too. I like this with the bandages and everything. You have a choice. And they do, yeah, X Plus makes some nice stuff. People paint it up really well. So I couldn't pass not mentioning that. Okay, other big news this week. Tamiya has finally officially released what we all knew was coming, an F-35C and 148
Mm.
scale. The rumor monger mentioned it. They had it at the one of the big Japanese model shows last week. They had a display one with some of the kits, so with the folding wings and stuff like that.
Well,
So,
that's good. I mean, to me, sometimes just doesn't do what you think they're going to. They just skip the obvious things, and
yep,
Mhm.
people wonder why they didn't do it. But so I'm glad to see them actually doing this.
yep,
It
yep.
means the
So,
original one must have sold well enough.
well, exactly, because the only other one you could get in a 48th was the Kitty Hawk one,
Mhm.
and it had mixed reviews, if I recall. So yeah, so that's going to be nice, and of course, it's going to come with all the goodies. We will definitely hear more about that as it comes out, gets closer.
Like a comment a little bit farther down about the Italeri becoming obsolete before
Yeah,
its release.
yeah,
They're gonna have to discount
exactly.
it.
Yeah. No, that looks really nice. The box art's very nice too, near the bottom. So that'll be nice. All righty, moving forward. Okay. I found our friends at HobbyLink Japan. They've got a preview page now that sorts by month, and I had some fun going through some of these. I thought originally Jeff would have found a lot of these amusing, but these are big bucks. But how about an A50 mainstay, 1/72nd scale for
Woo.
$506.
Wait. Who
Wow.
released this? A model.
Yeah, a lot of
It'll
these
be
are
some
all
work,
a
but
lot of these are A model. I just yeah. But again,
72nd scale.
My goodness.
That's
that's a big
hilarious.
beast, right? Okay, and they also have these Soviet. This one's got Jeff all over it. The Soviet strategic bomber, the T-4.
Hmm.
Gee, I wonder where they copied the design from. Kind of looks familiar. Sukhoi 100. But you can only get that. You can get that one for only 263 Canadian.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, that, again, another big one. And then we have the well, this one's a bit more reasonable. The 1:144 scale.
This is tempting for me.
Yeah, so I figured it would be interesting for some of us. The
Yeah.
747 SP, the Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy, otherwise known as SOFIA.
Yeah, the
So,
big barn door with this.
yeah,
So is that just a big lens on the side of
It's
the
an
plane?
infrared camera. So
Wow.
they fly it high to get above a lot of the haze and everything
Yeah.
and the heat.
and then
Open
they
up the barn door.
open up the barn door.
Take pictures.
So
Yeah,
there is available on NASA's website for
I've
3D
not seen
printed
that
one.
before. Wow, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
and it's a short body 747.
Yeah, so which
Mhm.
is even more,
Even more
Yeah.
unusual.
yeah, they
Yeah.
just look weird. It just doesn't, the short body ones, I always say, it just doesn't look right. It looks like it accidentally, collided,
Yeah.
had two dump trucks between it or
Mhm.
something that squished it slightly.
Yeah.
But nope. So
But
yeah,
this
that
is
one.
nice. This has
Yeah.
been on a lot of modelers' radars for
Yeah,
years. The real
exactly.
space guys and the
Yeah. And
the
this is
large
by
aircraft
Micromirror.
guys.
This is by
Yeah.
Micromirror, so a little bit well known
It looks
company.
fairly simple for
Straightforward build.
yeah, it
Probably.
really
Yeah.
does. I mean,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of surface detail on these
Yeah.
things, right? So
Now, the other thing I forgot to put in the link, but I just noticed in related items, they have the Republic P47H conversion. They did one for a 32nd and a 48 scale. Isn't this the one you have?
Yeah, Halberd.
Yeah, the
Has.
halberd. So halberd's being sold through HobbyLink Japan now.
Yeah, you can get it directly from them. They'll ship it
Yeah, yeah,
from Ukraine.
yeah.
Their
So
newest one they're working on is a Goblin.
yeah, and I see that there.
So
They got pre-orders.
yeah, we should probably put that in the what we've seen or
Yeah,
whatever.
we should probably do that. Yeah, 32nd and probably 48th, I assume.
Yeah, and the TF51Ds, the two-seater.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. We should put those in there. They're not cheap.
they're not. It's the Halberd model stuff is not highly priced. Not if you go directly to them.
If you go direct, yeah, you got to remember this is out of Japan, so yeah, you're probably paying a little bit more.
Yeah, you're not paying that kind of price for.
Okay, and then I saw this one out of HobbyLink Japan. Everyone's building armor in 1/16th. So how about a 1/16th drone? UAS Shark for only $46
Yeah.
from Micrometer.
And you can build that in a few hours.
Yep, I would think so.
Yeah, look at it.
There's nothing there. Yeah.
No, not much to it. If you look at the parts
That would be fun.
there. Yep. One big 1/16th scale, may handy for modern armor diorama.
Yeah.
So that one I thought was interesting as well. And then Airfix announced the last day or so, they have released an F-86 F Saber, so part of their F-86 series. If you order through Airfix, you can get a collector's coin with it.
Oh, cool.
So nice looking scheme there that they're featuring.
Yes, it is.
Yep, very popular. 42 pound to Canada.
So order one of their F-86As.
Yep.
And this.
Yeah. Yep. So that's a nice looking. And again, some nice box art. I always like their box art.
Yeah, if I remember right, so the difference between a lot of these F-86s early on is pretty minimal. So this is a different wing.
Right.
But I think that was it pretty much. Externally, it was a different wing.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I think you're right. So yeah, that's what's there. And then I left a bunch of spaces here. What's with that in the show notes? Let's see what's new at our friends at ScaleMates. This is new kits only, new tool. So we have this is September. Oh, that's weird. I only got something from September 8th.
I've got it through the 10th.
Okay, let me refresh.
Hasegawa has a brand new 1/12 scale motorcycle.
There you go.
Honda XLR Baja.
Very cool.
Nice.
September 7th, they got a Go Shogun from Belfine.
I don't know anything about the brand.
Nope. And then from this Triumph D. Williams, the ones that copy Matchbox boxes, bunch of French trucks look like. Because you look at one of these, and doesn't that just scream a Matchbox armor
Absolutely.
kit? Yep.
Some more 72nd scale trucks. And were these guys? Hang on, were these printed?
No. Yeah, they look like
they're resin
3D.
kits.
It says some say 3D printed, full interior 3D printed.
Yeah.
Yep.
This one looks like it's a resin cast, which is fine.
Yep. Then you have Astro Boy.
But that's a cutaway. It's a cutaway Astro Boy.
Oh, so it is. That's kind of cool. That's very cool. Tron model kit out of China. Interesting. All right. If we go down a bit, Imperial Chinese Navy unprotected cruiser, the Hun Tai 1/700 scale, and a German Marine ironclad. I like that cruiser. That looks nice.
So these are combined power, sail, and
steam.
At least the Chinese one is.
Yeah, looks like it. I like the box art. Rather attractive. And then we have September 6th. How about a Thunder Duck? A take on the egg plane. Armor models out of Russia.
Yeah. Is that a Sukhoi?
I think it's supposed to be. 'Cause 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 I think it's supposed to be. And then how about a British for September 5th? British heavy tank flying elephant, design A.
I saw this pop up somewhere that
Huh.
it was a release. It's one of these odd pre-World War II kind of experiments.
Yeah, you think that thing would sink in the soft soil. It looks so
Oh, it
big.
can't be light.
No. Is there like a
Looks like
hangar in there? It's enough room to have a restaurant in there.
I mean, it looks like one of the ironclads, right?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, moving down to September 4th, we've got a Maserati from FPP Models in 124th, the winner of the 1939 and 1940 Indy 500. A nice Shelby 289 coupe, 125th scale.
Eurocopter EC-725 Caracal.
Yeah, 148th scale. They're
48.
used on the French ships. Oh, you were just talking about ironclads. September 3rd, they have the USS Monitor during the Battle of Hampton Roads, 1/350th scale.
There you go.
Yep, Hiroshima. Let's see what else here. Russian
Look at
naval.
all the new tool stuff.
Oh, I know.
A Toyota GR86,
Yep.
2021.
Oh, and Tamiya announced the 124th
Mhm.
Porsche 911 GT3 RS. That's an attractive looking car. If I saw that for a good deal, I probably would end up coming home with me, both the real car and the thing. And then, yeah, I think that takes us back now. Yeah, I think we're back to where we were. Yep, looks like it. Okay. So that's what's new there. So let's talk about another guy that's been doing good things, and namely our good friends at Cult TV Man. Let's see what he's up to. Let's talk about some round 2 updates from Cult TV Man and CultTVManShop.com. The Strange New Worlds Enterprise is coming by the end of 2024. Round 2 has it scheduled for December and has released some pricing information. They're still waiting on box art, and this was the kit that was shown at Wonderfest. Looks really, really good. 1/1000 scale from Polar Lights. You can pre-order it now for $53.99 US from Cult TV Man Shop. Also, the Star Trek The Motion Picture, the USS Enterprise NCC 1701, the refit in the big 1/350th scale, is going to be available again. Again, hopefully a December release, and you're going to be able to pre-order that one for $99.99. Also, lots of other goodies as usual. Steve has a vintage Cygnus from the Black Hole, the MPC, the original kit. That's going for $199.99. We've mentioned the pre-order, the Bride of Frankenstein, 1/8 scale from X Plus. And then we've also got from Atlantis, the Space Force orbital rocket, Willie Lee approved, 1/193 scale. From $29.99, we have the brand new D5582 Skyrocket 154 scale from Atlantis, $22.99, and Mickey Thompson's Marine Funny Car 1/16 scale. That's a big scale for a funny car from $54.99. So as always, make sure you check all this and all the new deals at CultTVManShop.com and tell them the Scale Model Podcast sent you. Okay, what's on the bench? I have had no time. Real life has just been kicking me in the butt. So I did get the primer on the underside of the CF22 I'm working on, the What If F22 in our CAF service. I've got to get the upper side done, but that's basically about it. I was also busy, and I think I mentioned this the last show. We had a modeler in town here. He wasn't a full-time member of the club, but he was well known to the club, and he was an amazing modeler. Stephen Harvey passed away. So he had asked his good buddy that anything that he had was to go to the club. So we had a couple of days. We had a day where we had people come over and they could take what they want. Beautiful builds, all sorts of different builds, of very, not just one genre, just excellent figure modeler, aircraft modeler, you name it. He also did casting. He was really into dinosaurs and bones and, like that sort of stuff. So he would cast his own bones for like dinosaurs and stuff like that. So Jeff took a couple of those for the grandkids. Just absolutely gorgeous. So that's kept me busy. Tomorrow night, as of this recording, I've got our club meeting, and then I've got a ton of paint in that's going to the club members. So yeah, it's nice that he made his wishes known and what he wanted to do, and a lot of people are going to benefit from this. But it's a shame. He'd won quite a few awards over the years too. So yeah, so that's me. Terry, how about you, my friend?
I've been doing a little bit of work on the Mooseru Cup, not so much the submarines, but the stuff that's gonna the
The
diorama
The
that's gonna be
diorama.
in there. Yeah. So eventually I've got to run over to Michael's or somewhere and get some foam sheets to kind of mock up the size of the thing so I
Yep.
understand what it is before I
Mhm.
start messing around with plexiglass or anything like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, so but the actual subjects pieces of it I've been doing a little bit of work on. I've got to get the putty out, the epoxy putty, and start doing some work.
Cool.
Beyond that, been messing around with the big wave 72nd scale destroyed phalanx that I've been slowly working on a little bit. It's tough because like the knee joints and such, you've got to paint those first, mask them off, then build around them, and then paint the rest of the leg while that's masked off and hidden, hopefully.
Well, Michael
So
can't laugh too much because I believe he's got the same one he's going to start working on.
no,
Well,
I've
something
got one
different.
of those. That's
yeah,
the
so
old 80s kit.
yeah. So Wonderfest, Tony Woodson gave me a 1/100 balance from Amai. And yeah, that'll be interesting to dive into that one.
Cool.
But yeah, it looks like a fun build. And of course the Terry gave me a dreadnought as well. So I really want to break into that. And just after seeing the two builds he did, the color schemes, I really want to try something different, not just your basic, gray and white. I
Yeah,
want to
weren't
go.
they cool? He
Yeah,
did a nice job on
Yeah,
those.
those are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful what you did, Terry. So
thanks.
you inspired me there. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
will see if I can get a link for all of the different liveries that
yeah.
those dreadnoughts were produced in. You'll find some fun stuff in there.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So, and then the F-18 132nd is still coming along. Got the cockpit together and fuselage is together. So now it's just building it out, and this thing is big.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is
Exactly.
a big kit. I wasn't expecting it to be this big, but it is.
It's not a
So
small
yeah,
plane.
no,
Now, well, you were building it for someone, weren't you?
I am. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
what I
for
thought.
my brother-in-law, and he knows the actual pilot that is on the Academy box art. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
native
Yeah, so
Cincinnatian.
Mhm.
I think I told the story on one of the other podcasts, but basically saw the movie Top Gun. Joined the Marines and wound up becoming a safety instructor at Top Gun. So
there you
full
go.
circle. Yeah, really
Perfect.
neat.
Perfect. Good stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on to what we're reading. I again haven't had a lot of time, so I'm still slowly getting through the time how the newspaper of record survived scandal, scorn, and the transformation of journalism. It's actually a really good book where you kind of it starts off with the old school way, these editors, a lot of smoking, a lot of drinking, and we're slowly. I'm at the point where things are starting to change. That thing called the internet is
Hmm.
starting to happen, and it's starting to kill classified ads and stuff like that. So these newspaper companies have to find a new way to do revenue. So very interesting indeed. So yeah, enjoying that when I can. Lately though, I usually try and read for half an hour before I go to bed, but I'm 10 minutes and I'm falling asleep. So Terry, how about you?
I've been making some progress in the Steve Brissett's Rise and Fall of Dinosaurs. He's a
Hmm.
really good writer. It's engaging. He's a field researcher. He knows all these people. So he's telling the story of his friends and the history of some of the stuff too. Where he made his name and where his friends are in trace fossils. So fossils of footprints and things like that tell you a lot and give you a lot of information about how these things lived and such. So
Very
I
cool.
didn't know a whole lot about what went on before the Jurassic, the rise of the
Mhm.
dinosaurs, and it was no sure thing that they were going to be the ones instead of the crocodilomorphs. So it's pretty fascinating. I'm also reading the Sumerian comics, so get some Conan stories before bed. Mike, I've been
Mhm.
reading these classic series that I didn't read when I was a kid. Like,
Yeah.
man, my 17-year-old self would have loved this.
That's classic.
Yeah.
Uh,
So very good.
yeah.
All right, let's talk a little bit from Sean's Custom Model Tools. Now we're going to talk a bit about Sean's Custom Model Tools, one of our other sponsors of the Scale Model podcast. Some very cool things, both 3D printed and the Goodman Super Sanding blocks. Let's start with the Microset and Microsole decal set bottle stand. This is purposely designed for the microscale set and sole. Most modelers over the years, they've tipped these bottles over. So this is a very handy thing. At $14.95, you can put them both together. They're printed in blue and red for easy identification. Comes with a black base, and they actually have little magnets on it, so helps keeps them in place. Definitely a good deal. I use mine all the time, and I can well recommend them. Let's talk a bit about those Goodman Model Super Sanding blocks, namely the Value Pack Combo for $28.99. You get the 80 grit, 180 grit, 220, 320, 400, and 600. Just an amazing set, just what you need. And you can also, if you want, you can also get a super sanding block stand for it, which also really makes life a little bit easier, helps things keep it organized. The other thing too is they have the awesome model tape dispenser for your various tapes. It's basically a 3D printed thing. You put spools of your tapes. It's got a little razor blade to help cut it, and it's really, really good design. So yeah, works out really well, and yours for $19.95. So check out these and other amazing deals at Sean'sCustomModelTools.com, and also on Facebook, and tell them that the Scale Model Podcast sent you. One of the things Sean didn't mention in the ad, but he's actually printed up a mock-up for a stand to hold all, I think, 32 of those AK paint markers?
Yeah.
Real color paint markers. He's built a stand for that. So hopefully, he's just been playing around with it, but hopefully that'll be out for sale soon as well. So so things we've seen. Actually, speaking of the paint markers, I got in on a group order with Andy's Hobby headquarters in Canada. They have a Canadian site now and a distributor. So I'm getting 2 sets of those. I'm looking forward to trying it. One for RAF cockpits and the other one for ships. Because I think it'll make painting the 1/700 decks on those smaller ships. Because I've got the Hood and the Tirpitz and a few other ones. I think I'm gonna look forward in trying those. So those I should get in my hot little hands tomorrow at the club meeting. We also mentioned briefly before that you can get the conversion kits now from Halbard Models at HobbyLink Japan. So the 132nd and the 148th P47H conversion kit. And Terry mentioned there is a pre-order. I'm just going to put the link up in the show notes for the Goblin, the XF35 in both scales as well.
Yeah, I would go directly to Halberd.
Right.
You can find them on Facebook, just Halberd Models, and the
Yep.
link will be in there.
Yep.
And that they do a good job sharing people's builds and all that kind of stuff too. So
Yeah, I'll throw that link, and I'm just going to
Yeah.
throw it in the show note for now so I remember it. Anything else interesting that we've seen out there, Michael? How about you? Anything else interesting?
I
crossed your
haven't.
path?
Yeah, I haven't spent a ton of time on the bench or looking at new tools or releases, so I don't have a whole lot to provide there, unfortunately.
Just a busy
Just
guy.
been busy with other stuff. Yeah, so
That's
my
right.
apologies.
That's all right. That's all right. No, well, like I said, we always look forward to having you on and seeing what's going on. So anything else? It's a short episode. See,
It is.
it's because Jeff does all the talking, right? That's what it is. We barely get a word in edgewise. No, I'm kidding. I know Jeff, he'll feature it next time. He finished that F-16 for, I think it's his sister-in-law, her
Yeah.
husband or something, who flew for the Air National Guard, and he managed to get some decals custom printed. So he got the 148 scale F-16 from a club member, and then another club member custom printed the tail coats for him. So when he got, and I think he's got that done now, and it looks really good. He's been busy. So, but I'm sure he'll feature that. That's what happens when you're a retired guy. You get all this time. Not
No
like us
kidding.
working guys, right? Who have to work for a living.
Yeah.
Terrible, terrible. All right. Anything else for the last word then before we head off?
I don't
Nothing
think so.
else?
I got to
Okay.
remember to send myself links for these things I've seen because I won't remember them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Send me some pictures too. You
I
too,
will.
Michael.
Will do.
Anything that you're working on. As always, we're sponsored also by Return to Kit Form, Brent and Chrissy out in Australia. Excellent place for your Macross canopy mask and other Macross type needs. You never know what you find there. Check out their web store at return2kitform.com. And if you're a first time listener and you want to listen to some other modeling podcasts, check out modelpodcast.com. It's a website we've set up, all different themes and genres. That's what's nice about we've got about, I think we got 13 podcasts now, and no two are alike. Everyone's got their own little theme or shtick or whatever. It works out really well. But definitely check that out. As always, give us a positive review. We're on Facebook, on the YouTubes, and of course, our very own website, scalemodelpodcast.com. And we also have some merchandise now available on Redbubble. I've got to add some more, maybe some more coffee mugs or something. Large coffee mugs for those Saturday morning sessions.
Mhm.
All righty. Well, Michael, thank you again for joining us. You're always welcome.
Great. Thank you very much.
All right.
Appreciate
Try
Yep.
and keep Terry in line in Cincinnati.
Well, I'll see you in a couple. I'll see you in a couple of weeks,
Yes.
and
Looking
then
forward
again
to it.
in about a
And
month.
again. Yeah.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
fingers
I'll-
crossed.
I'll get the bail money ready
Yeah.
Ah.
We'll need it. We'll need it.
just in case, because I know neither of you are going to call your significant others if you get into trouble. No way. Hey, I'd be the
She
same.
ain't driving to Cincinnati.
No, she wouldn't. Yeah, have fun with that. You get out of that yourself. All right. So for episode 146 of the Scale Model Podcast, my name is Stuart Clark.
I'm Michael Ward.
I'm Terry Measley reminding you to finish those entries for the fall show season.
Awesome. See, he always comes up with something great. Thank you and be well.